History Spotlight, brought to you by HEC Media and the Missouri Historical Society.
Hello, I'm Dr. Jody Sowell, president of the Missouri Historical Society in St. Louis, and this is History Spotlight. Over 150 years ago, one man's homesickness led to a colony of 24 Eurasian tree sparrows being transplanted to St. Louis. Public historian Andrew Wanko tells us how this has influenced the St. Louis bird population today.
It's a timeless truth across generations and places that anytime someone has to leave home, heartbreak is sure to follow. One of the ways 19th century wealthy European immigrants were chasing away some of that homesickness when they came to North America was by importing starlings and finches and some of the old world European songbirds that they had known into the new world of North America. Well, one person in 1870s St. Louis that was feeling particularly homesick was German newspaper editor Karl Denzer. If you've got a keen eye, Karl Denzer's name is one you might have noticed on a piece of public artwork around town. He's one of 3 German journalists honored on the Naked Truth statue in Compton Hills, small park by the water reservoir. Well, in 1870, Karl Denzer was living in a massive mansion at 1812 Missouri Avenue, just a block away from Lafayette Park's shady groves of trees. The park's birds were just fine, but Denzer was longing to see the European songbirds of his childhood darting around amongst the park's trees. He worked with a local importer to import 24 Eurasian tree sparrows. This is a bird that is beyond unassumingly common in Europe and Asia, but entirely unknown in North America. He happened to get these 24 birds, and in April of 1870, he let them go in Lafayette Park. The birds must have loved their new home just fine because now, 150 years later, St. Louis has a permanent population of Eurasian tree sparrows numbering 15,000, every single one of them a descendant of Karl Denzer's colony of 24 transplants. The Eurasian tree sparrow today is a completely unique local aspect of St. Louis wildlife. Because this bird is a non-migratory species, they cannot be found anywhere else except for about 100 miles north up the Mississippi River Valley to about Hannibal. Because of this, birders from all across the United States have this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that otherwise would require them to get on a transoceanic flight to see this small bird, but instead they can come right here to St. Louis and see it in their own backyards. Birders have been known to schedule intentional layovers at Lambert Airport just to get the chance to see one. Included among them was James Schlesinger, President Richard Nixon's Secretary of Defense, who in 1972 chartered a private helicopter from Lambert to a local high school football field just so he could jump out and get a sight of one of these Eurasian tree sparrows. Today, we would completely frown on something like Karl Denzer releasing 24 foreign birds into our local ecosystem. We fight very aggressively and expensively to control the introduction of new populations into long-established environments. All you have to do is look at creatures like the emerald ash borer or the Asian carp or kudzu vines and see their presence in North America to realize the sort of cascades of environmental damage that can be caused by something even as small as a songbird. While environmentalists and scientists are always keeping a watchful eye, thankfully it appears that the Eurasian tree sparrow's presence is essentially benign, leaving us free to enjoy them. If you want to go out and look for one yourself, you're going to be looking for a small bird about 5.5 inches tall. It has brown wings with a chestnut-colored crown on top of its head. It has pure white cheeks with a small black dot in the center of each. And unlike St. Louis's iconic cardinals, the plumage on both the males and females is identical. It has a shrill metallic chirp, so just listen for that and follow your eyes, and hopefully you'll find one.
Next week on History Spotlight, discover remnants of the World's Fair in St. Louis, still visible 120 years after its grand opening.
To learn more about the Missouri Historical Society, visit mohistory.org.